Welcome back on our YouTube channel. And right now, as we always say, we don't have delays here. So we are focusing on the main part of HVAC. And so as we promised, we are doing a practical part today. And I'm happy to be having you on this YouTube channel. Please, right now, we're doing the brazing. We started part by part. We're going to do the brazing, focusing now on our compressor. This, for those people who will watch this video up to the end, we're going to repair a fridge together, and we're going to be following this theory. So don't forget to always subscribe to this channel, because whenever you subscribe, every update that we make, you will always get it very quickly. So because we have our discharge line, we have our suction line, we do have our capillary tube as our expansion device. So if you want to prove that our YouTube channel is very useful, take your time. The first video had 16 minutes. Take your time, pass through it, try to understand it. After understanding the video, go to any AI engine, try to ask some question according to refrigeration, grade yourself, and tell yourself that at what point am I right now? What level am I on right now in refrigeration? Can I do that troubleshooting? Yes, you can. Ready? After following, we do have a manifold ready to charge, and these are the color codes of our manifold. The use number 1 of our breather, it works to show you that you don't have any leakage. As for right now, this is our compressor. The condenser is behind here, and some coils in there, and some coils in the sides. Done. So this, we are done. We are now done with all the brazings. So our torch, as you see, red is on the high pressure side. Blue, we have yellow. It's because one of the blue hose was damaged, but it should be here. So that's why I'm using the yellow hose, but the yellow hose is always in the middle, which will be connected on the cylinder, the one that helps us to refill. Theory. So this theory is power. With this theory, you can repair a fridge, you can repair a chiller, you can repair a cold room, you can repair all refrigeration systems. Not that. This is one of the new technologies which have their condenser inbuilt, internal condensers. And we found a lot of problems with the internal condensers. With the internal condensers, you can't access it to know where the problem is so that you can braze or fix that leakage. So whenever we have a problem with an internal condenser, what do? We change it with an external condenser. So we have, welcome back on our YouTube channel. And right now, as we always say, we don't have delays here. So we are focusing on the main part of HVAC. And as we had our previous video, I'm going to use the same video to show us what are into the theory part. And right now we're going to put it into the practical part. Without any delay, that should be the vocabulary. We don't want delays. We have 5 main components. We do have a compressor, we have a condenser, a filter dryer, an expansion valve, though I always use expansion device. As for today, we're going to be repairing a fridge. We will have it as a capillary tube. After that, we do have an evaporator, and then going back to the our 5 main components of refrigeration. So in these ones, we're going to find them on our fridge, because today we are doing a practical part of, today we are doing our theory video. So right now, we're going to be focused on our refrigeration cycle. Please, for those who followed it very well, thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, because this helps us to support our YouTube channel and gain views. Whenever we add the algorithm, it goes higher. Thank you very much for those who subscribed. And it's not all about subscribing, but we are focusing on changing from one carrier to another. So this is HVAC refrigeration. And for those, some of the people are complaining, where are our videos of networking? Please, I'm also preparing them. I'm preparing them because I want to give you something which is concrete, and so we should make our hands dirty, as my previous lecturer, Mr. Kijana, he used to tell us, make your brain and hands work. We should do push-ups. Same thing I'm telling you, because I was taught that thing. I made my push-ups, and right now we are doing push-ups in two fields, in networking and in HVAC. This is Engineer Ismail Simple Bali. So let's go. We are moving on another part. Continuing with what we've been talking about, right now, this is the same video we uploaded last week. And right now, we are seeing the components of HVAC. You may not be, it may not be so close to the camera, but we have this video uploaded on YouTube. You may go back, watch this video, then you come to this practical part of it. This will help you understand everything very, very well. So, we do have a compressor, we have an expansion device, we have a filter dryer. But without following the previous video, this one, you can't know how they flow. But let me give you an insight about it. We start with a compressor. After the compressor, we go to the condenser. After the condenser, we move directly to the filter dryer. After the filter dryer, we move to the expansion valve or expansion device. So these, we have them in different ways, because we have now electronic expansion device, we have this diaphragm expansion device, we do have capillary tubes, and etc. Because however, whenever the technology grows, we do have new things in different systems. So after the expansion device, we go to the sight glass. No, please. So after the expansion device, before the expansion device, we should also introduce the sight glass, because the sight glass goes hand in hand with the filter dryer. Then we go to the evaporator, and our system is closed. That is a closed refrigeration cycle. Now, moving on, I'm so happy. I got some people, this was Kasumali, who tried to watch the video, and I liked your way, brother, because I'm following also the comments, comparing bonus 1 and bonus 2. At the end, he got the answer correct. This is Kasumali. Don't forget that we have Shafi behind the camera. He's my colleague at the university. We also pursued IT in the same university, and that is Adventist University of Central Africa in Rwanda. We should always appreciate these powers. So don't forget to always subscribe to this channel, because whenever you subscribe, every update that we make, you will always get it very quickly. So now, as we are moving on, this was the bonus number 1, which was given in the first video, shows the flow of refrigerant, or how the refrigeration system or cycle is. Apart from that, I called this bonus, but we have it in previous slides, and right now we're going to see the practical part of this. For those people who will watch this video up to the end, we're going to repair a fridge together, and we're going to be following this theory. So this theory is power. With this theory, you can repair a fridge, you can repair a chiller, you can repair a cold room, you can repair all refrigeration systems. But you should have it in the head, how it works, how each component is connected from one to another, and how is it useful on the refrigeration system. I had a question in the previous video saying that because we don't have to upload 100 videos. We should make someone could follow it and say, wow, with this one video, I'm on this percentage in HVAC. So if you want to prove that our YouTube channel is very useful, take your time. The first video had 16 minutes. Take your time, pass through it, try to understand it. After understanding the video, go to any AI engine, try to ask some question according to refrigeration. You will tell yourself, grade yourself, and tell yourself that at what point am I right now? What level am I on right now in refrigeration? Can I do that troubleshooting? Yes, you can after following that video. So this was bonus number 1, and it is having a refrigeration cycle well connected with our 5 components. For your system to run, you should have at least the 5 components. So there you have a very good system that can be working, but you can add other things. We'll introduce other components like solenoid valves, pressure switches, sensors, control panels, so to see how we can control our system. So we are still called beginners, but not only beginners. You may even be a technician on field, but this is just a reminder for everyone. Thank you. This was the bonus number 1, but from the bonus number 1, when we go to bonus number 2, I'm revealing now the answer that I wanted into the comment section. But not only that, I will also try to give another trick in this video to see how will people comment, how will people see what we're working on. So moving to bonus number 2 now. I'm so happy. I got some people, this was Kasumali, who tried to watch the video, and I liked your way, brother, because I'm following also the comments. He started by saying that the component missing was a compressor. I comment on his work. I said, no, please review very well, comparing bonus 1 and bonus 2. At the end, he got the answer correct. This is Kasumali. So now this is bonus 2. As you see, bonus 2, we do have our compressor labeled very well. We have a condenser labeled, but from the condenser, before the expansion device, here it is just, the name is changing to metering device. So as I told you, we have different names for this expansion device. But if you take my words and you always use expansion device in an interview, you'll never fail. Because when you say an expansion device, the interviewer will know that at least you know already something about what you're talking of. So as you see right now, it's not called an expansion device, but here, this is a TXD. It's now called a metering device. So we have different vocabulary, but we should always know at least 2 or 3 of them. So to defend yourself on what you are doing. Now, you see in between the expansion device and our condenser, we are missing something, and that is a filter dryer. That is a filter dryer. So I would like most of the people who are following our video to comment by typing, we're missing a filter dryer on bonus number 2. That was my question. So without any delay, and right now the theory part is done. We're going straight to the practical part. I'd like to ask my brother behind the camera to zoom out so that we see what we're going to be working on. Right now, this is a Samsung fridge. This is a Samsung fridge, and we're going to repair this fridge. We are doing the reparation. We are doing the practical, and we're going to do the reparation of a fridge. But what I forgot only one thing. I forgot when I was doing the troubleshooting. I did it very quickly to know what the issue was. And right now, we're going to do the reparation, but I'll explain you what was the issue and what we're trying to solve. So this is a Samsung fridge. A fridge is always ready to work if you have a qualified technician, someone with the knowledge, someone who can defend what he does. You are qualified to do. As we have our fridge here, as you see, we have an evaporator. This is our evaporator, and it's a plate evaporator. I think sometimes we'll have to do some videos with components of refrigeration, showing the evaporators of the fridge compared to other evaporators. But today also I have a very good concept here. As you see up here, in my workshop, I have a cold room evaporator. So as we say the word evaporator from the 5 components, this is a fridge evaporator, and this is a cold room evaporator. Both of them are evaporators. As you see right now, this one will be installed soon. With this evaporator, we will show you how to install it, how we do it, and making all the settings of our cold room to be functional. So you see that you can also contact me. You can also contact me on my email, or we should make a WhatsApp community group. In case there is a problem, you can always bring them. Then we see how to troubleshoot with you. Since we said we are here to help the community, we are focusing on our fridge. But after me closing it, I showed you inside. What we only have inside is the evaporator. That's what we have inside our fridge. We only have the evaporator, okay? Now, I want to turn my fridge to show you the back of it. Then we see how are the 5 main components shown on this fridge. Thank you very much. As I told you, I wanted to turn my fridge so that we see other components. As for a fridge, they are almost the same design. Each and every fridge, you will find the components down here. So, as for the cold room, it is different. As for an air conditioner, so each category of a cooling system will have the same design, almost same design. So right now we are focusing on a fridge. This is a single door fridge, but even if you go on a double door fridge, on a freezer and a fridge, all the components will be here. Apart from some industrial fridges where you will find these components on the top, mostly in the kitchen fridges. That's how they are designed. But that's like 10% of them, but 90% of the fridge, you will always find the components down here. So we have our compressor here. As I told you, I forgot to show you by doing the troubleshooting. We do have our compressor down here. It's a Samsung compressor. It's a Samsung fridge having a Samsung compressor. But the brand of the compressor does not matter. You may change with any brand in case the compressor is broke. As for right now, this is our compressor. The condenser is behind here, and some coils in the sides. This is one of the new technologies which have their condenser inbuilt, internal condensers. And we found a lot of problems with the internal condensers. With the internal condensers, you can't access it to know where the problem is so that you can braze or fix that leakage. So whenever we have a problem with an internal condenser, what do? We change it with an external condenser. So we have our compressor. We're going to introduce our external condenser. After that, we do have our filter dryer. I think they can zoom in to show you this. We do have our filter dryer over here. As you see, this is our filter dryer, and we have our capillary tube. We have a capillary tube over here, and this capillary tube is the one that gives us the work of the expansion device. So on big system, we will always see expansion valves, but on refrigerators, we use the capillary tube. And from the capillary tube or our expansion device, what we do, we are going to come directly to the we are going to come directly to our evaporator as we saw it before. And those are the 5 components: the compressor, the condenser, the filter dryer, the expansion device where we have a capillary tube in this case, and evaporator. I'm showing you our external condenser. As you see, for our fridge, we're going to fix this condenser over here. When we fix, you've been seeing most of the fridge having this, and according to our diagram, this becomes very hot. We will know why it becomes hot. But right now, let's do the reparation. Let's do the reparation. So I'm going to fix this condenser here. After the condenser, we will have our filter dryer. So one side will go to the compressor, another side will go to the filter dryer, as explained to the refrigeration cycle. After our filter dryer, also, what else? We're having here a capillary tube. As for this capillary, we are having a capillary tube over here, which will help us on our filter dryer when we're doing the breathing. So this breathing will help us a lot. We also have a charging valve, So as you see, this is a charging valve. As you see, this is a charging valve. We will braze it on our refrigerator, on our compressor. The charging valve is brazed on the compressor. There is a designed pipe where you should braze this. So we'll be brazing it, but when we're doing the brazing, we remove the valve because it has a plastic on it, and when heat comes on this, which can create easily leakages. So we are removing the valve. We only take our charging valve in this work. So we have piece of a capillary tube. We do have, this is 1 meter. I just bought 1 meter for our practical work, or we can call it even a lab for our lab. I have a charging valve. Now you see what a charging valve is. As for right now, we do have 2 filter dryers. As you see, we do have filter dryers, and right now I want to show you the difference. I want to show you the difference of these filter dryers. You see how they look according to what I showed you before on the fridge. There is a bigger one and a smaller one. A bigger one, the more the size, the more the grammage. This is 15 grams and this is 25 grams. So you may ask yourself, what is the use? And it should be always closed. It should be always closed before use. Okay? Why? This plastic cover avoids it to absorb moisture, because when it absorbs moisture, then it doesn't work as it was designed for. So it should be always closed. So we have a 15 gram and 25 grams. But in this case, according to the compressor size, we're going to be using the one of 15 grams. So I think I showed you everything. I showed you the filter dryer. I showed you the capillary tube. I showed you the charging valve, and I showed you our condenser. So this already from our refrigeration cycle, it's like we're going to be adding 3 main components of our refrigeration cycle on this fridge. I'm going to fix the things because I don't want the video to be very long. I'm going to fix the things. Whenever I fix one part of it, I come back to the video. Then whenever I fix one, I show you so that the video will not take a very big duration. After preparing our 2 components, I do have my condenser. I've just fixed on a filter dryer. On the same filter dryer, I'm putting a piece of a capillary tube that I'll use like a breather. We will now know what is the use of a breather, or how does it work. Why is it on here? Right now, we are doing the brazing. I do have my brazing rod. I have my map gas with the torch. I have my lighter, and what should I have also? I should have a piece of metal to help me for the reflection of the fire. But some people use it or some people do not use it, but this helps you even not to burn a lot of things on when you're doing your brazing. I remember talking about safety in the previous video. Right now, I'm doing the work as we do it at normal, but we should always consider safety. Okay, I do have my torch on, and right now I'm doing my brazing. I want to braze my filter dryer without leaving any leakages. Oops, I forgot to bring my flax close to me. Now I have flax, or what I can call powder, and I'm focusing to my joint. You may get a sound of my torch, but it may distract our sound. Right now I bring my flax. You should apply flax because of the different materials. I'm not speaking a lot because I want to focus on my joints. I don't want to have any leakages, because when you do the brazing and you leave the leakages behind, then this will affect your system, or you will have to buy more gas. So I'm taking care of my joints. I don't have to remember that my capillary tube should be fixed. And here I'm done. I'm done with the brazing of my filter. As you see, I'm going to show you it's very hot. It is very hot. I think you saw the amount of heat I applied on it. It is very hot. The brazing rod still very hot. You have this when we talk about safety. When we talk about safety in this technical part, you should have gloves. You should have glasses. I'm doing this to show you mistakes that people do, but this is not the thing that you should always do. I did it. It is a mistake, and I'm telling you, it is a mistake. But after all, our filter is now well brazed, and we do have our breather fixed on our filter dryer. So right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to see all my best. I'm going to see how to fix the condenser on the fridge. Then, as you know, this remaining part of the pipe or of the condenser, as you see this pipe, these are pipes. So you see I'm straightening it. This will go directly to the compressor. So as from the compressor, it comes to the condenser. From the condenser, it goes to the filter dryer. From the filter dryer, it goes to the expansion valve or device, where we are having a capillary tube in our case. After going to the capillary tube, what do we do next? We move direct to our evaporator. And the last thing, will be charging our system. So let's move on. As we promised, we are doing a practical part today, and I'm happy to be having you on this YouTube channel. Please, right now, we're doing the brazing. We started part by part. We're going to do the brazing, focusing now on our compressor. We do have some components we have here. We have our compressor relay. So wait a bit. We have our compressor relay. We do have our overload. This is an overload in case there is like poor power. The amps related with the compressor are high. So this is our compressor overload. This is our compressor relay. But when you're going to braze on this part of the charging valve, you have to remove them because the amount of heat from our torch can affect them. So as for that, right now, I'm designing a reflector, okay? So if I'm doing my brazing, I don't have to, heat should not go to the other side of the fridge. So I'm using this as my reflector, a piece of iron sheet. I have to first unplug this so that I plug my charging valve inside here. Now this is the one I use to charge gas because now I have where I can put my hose, my manifold hose. This video should be very interesting. Now I'm fixing my reflector. After fixing my reflector, okay, you see how now it works with you see how it is working with my torch, okay? So everything I'm doing here, it will not affect that. It is not affecting the behind part. So what I'm doing first, I'm trying to unplug. I'm trying to unplug the piece of copper on the compressor so that I see how to fix my charging valve. Boom. I unplug it. I unplug it already. Now, what do? This is very hot. It is very hot, but now I fix in my charging valve. Okay. I fix in my charging valve. Don't forget to have your flux or powder close so that you do now the brazing of our charging valve. Okay. So here we go. You take care of the leakages, though we have to do the leakage test, but you avoid them even before. You can avoid the leakage before. So you take care on what you're brazing, you look with your eyes. You try to see if you've eliminated all the leakages. So right now, I'm satisfied with my charging valve. I'm sure with it that it is well brazed on my compressor. I wish to remove my suction line as I'm having my capillary tube here. You know, I'm having two pipes. I'm having one pipe here and another pipe here. The small pipe is called the capillary tube, and this pipe here is called a suction line. These two pipes are connected to the evaporator up there as we saw it in the beginning of the video. So this one, I'll have to connect it with my suction on the compressor, and this one, I'll have to fix it with my discharge. So going direct to the condenser on here, I'm fixing my capillary tube to the filter dryer. Then after that, after fixing it here, I'll fix my condenser, which is here at the back. Now I'm taking this capillary tube. I'm going to fix it. As I told you before, this was very hot. I'm going to fix it here, okay? You see, because even our filter dryer always have the big end and the small end. On the small end, it's where we put our capillary tube, and the big end, it's where we put our condenser, the end of our condenser. The start of our condenser, which is here, will go direct to the compressor. Right now, I'm brazing here. I fix, but you see now we are moving very, very quickly to our answers. You know, sometimes when you're brazing here, you have to be very quickly, because if you delay, this small pipe can block, and you can try to bend it so that in case your brazing rod is penetrating, should not penetrate directly to the top of our, and you may pinch a bit with your pliers to avoid the amount of brazing rod penetrating inside your filter dryer to block your capillary. You should join the last part of the compressor as the suction after testing if the whole system is having pressure to the condenser, to the evaporator, and back to the compressor. That should be always the last part to join if you are making your brazing, preparing a fridge. Let me braze here. Here you don't need flux. You don't need an air sheet for reflector. This one you remove because you have to do it as quickly as possible. I'm doing this for everyone who wants to start this career. That's why I didn't have a lot of equipment. These are easy to buy. You can buy these in any clothes shop. This torch and map gas, this is always, they don't refill this. And this is almost like $10 maximum, $10. You see how cheap it is? I'm going to do this brazing here very quickly, because if you delay with your brazing rod, you risk to block the what? The flow. So you apply heat, you wait, you may put your brazing rod close. That is enough. You saw? As you see, I didn't make any delay when brazing on the filter part. I already have almost everything. What I'm going to do is fixing. You may need to have a handle. Okay, you see, as I just used, okay, I used one screw to hold the condenser, but I have created small copper pipes of ½ inch. I made 4 of them because this condenser should not sit on the fridge. Though sometimes people make it sit on the fridge, but you should give it some allowance. That's why I created this small copper piece of mine to help me give it like space, so that when there is wind passing through, it will cool very well your condenser. You may have your copper pipe ½ inch. You cut small pieces, which will help you give support of your condenser, and it looks good. Right now, we're going to do the fixing of it. As you see, our pipe remaining, we're going to join it with our condenser here, and boom, we have already our charging valve, we have our filter dryer on, we have our compressor. The 5 components now, apart from the evaporator, which is inside, but we are seeing the 5 components on the fridge. And if you want to prove this, take your fridge. As I told you, if you have a refrigerator at home, try to turn it back. Apart from the evaporator, that's what you will not be seeing, but you'll see the four main components of the refrigeration cycle, as we always explain it in our video, the video that started our YouTube channel. So you see here we have four components. We do have a compressor, 1. We have our condenser, 2. We have our filter dryer, 3. And the capillary tube working as the metering device or our expansion device. And evaporator inside. As we saw it, I've been bending this pipe so that it goes direct. I'm fixing the condenser. Right now, I'm fixing the condenser to the compressor. Boom. Here we go. Fixing the compressor with the condenser. Now, from the compressor, we go straight out to the condenser. We come back to the filter dryer, from the filter dryer to the expansion device, or our capillary tube in this case. And boom! Now I need the reflector again because I don't want heat to go where I don't need it to be. Okay? So you should know when do you need your heat reflector and when you don't need it. This is also very crucial. It's like I need to apply some flakes so that I eliminate all the leakages. As I told you, the bad thing in this field, when you encounter a leakage, you are cooked. So as for right now, we finished with our condenser connection from the compressor. I want to test my compressor. How does it work from it to the suction side? This is what I want to see, how pressure is flowing into my system. So I removed these because of the heat which was close to this point here. Now I'm putting it back because I need to supply it with power and then test my system. I need to test my system. Okay. I need to test my system. Now I need a cable for testing. Okay, this fridge had taken long without working. All the cable were eaten by those stubborn guys. We are switching on our compressor and we are getting a sound here. Okay, what is this sound for? As I told you, we added this as a breather. Now we'll get to know how it works. But right now I don't want this. I'm going to close it by pinching it. Where I need this sound to come from this end over here, because I need pressure at the end of the, wow. Now, I'm trying to, I would like to explain you some concepts. We started from the compressor. We're going direct to the condenser. And this is sucking from our charging valve. It is sucking from our charging valve. Now we go from our condenser, it pass through. What are we doing right now? We are trying to see if our system is not blocked to any point. And this is now the test of it. We are running our compressor to check the pressure. Okay. Now I'm holding here the end of, where am I holding? I'm holding the end of my evaporator, because the start of my evaporator is on my capillary tube. The end of my evaporator is over here and I'm getting my pressure. Okay, I'm holding it for a while. When I release, you realize that I'm having pressure here. I told you there are things we should take care of I should have a face mask. Part of, you see, we are having some dust here, which you can breathe. You see, whenever I release, there is dust. So my system right now is functioning very perfect. My system right now is functioning very perfect as I wanted it to function. I'm connecting the last pipe. And the last pipe, as I told you, it is the connection in between the evaporator and the condenser. Quick review. We start from the compressor, we go to the condenser. After our condenser, we go to the filter dryer. From the filter dryer, we go to the expansion device, which in this case, we have a capillary tube. And after the capillary tube, we go into the evaporator where we have inside, as I told you, these two pipes, the capillary tube as the expansion device, and this pipe here of 1/4 inch. This is the one coming from the evaporator, and now we should go back to the compressor, which makes the full cycle of the refrigeration system. Wow. Now, let's move to the full explanation, step by step, how we should work on this refrigerator. Thank you